Hey, welcome back to Frank's Favorite Foods, where I'm always cooking up a good time. This is the channel where I teach you how to make restaurant quality food at home. This is crab cakes Benedict. Lump Maryland style crab cakes on English muffins, topped with poached eggs and Hollandaise sauce. Need I say more? No, I don't think so. If you're not a subscriber, you should be. Hit the subscription button and the notifications bell. That way you won't miss a single episode. To make the crab mix, you're going to need some good quality mayonnaise. I'd avoid using things like Miracle Whip because that's salad dressing and not mayonnaise. Next, add some yellow mustard. 1 whole egg, Worcestershire, and lemon juice. Whisk those ingredients together and then set the mixture aside. Yesterday, my daughter and I had the best steamed crabs of the year so far, and I've got fresh lump blue crab meat. I'm adding breadcrumbs and fresh parsley. Next, add the crab mix. Be sure to add it a little at a time. You can always add more, but you can't take it back out. The mixture is definitely drier than I'd like it, so I'm going to add a little bit more of the crab mix. Fresh crab meat is definitely a luxury, so I want to make sure that I don't overwork it. What I mean is, I don't want to break up the nice lumps that I have. Add enough sauce to keep your crab cake together. Then begin shaping it like you see me doing here. I'm going to shape this crab cake so that it's just a bit thinner than the crab cake I usually make. I want the egg on top to be stable. Let's get started with the Hollandaise sauce. I've got 2 eggs and I'll be separating the whites from the yolk. This process is much easier than it looks, and with a little practice you'll be able to do it just like this. I found that by cracking the egg and then creating that crack horizontally, it's easier to separate the egg because you have 2 equal sizes of eggshell. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the thought of making hollandaise at home sends most home cooks running to the grocery store in fear to buy one of those nasty packets off the shelf. Homemade hollandaise is easy. I've blended 2 egg yolks and now I'm slowly drizzling in some warm melted butter while the food processor is running. I'm using a small food processor that has tiny holes in the top that are perfect for drizzling the butter into the egg mixture. Believe it or not, the hollandaise is almost complete. I'm going to add a little lemon juice and a little bit of cayenne pepper, just a pinch. I'll give that another zhuzh with the food processor, and that's the hollandaise sauce. See how thick and rich and creamy it is? Notice how it adheres to the back of the spoon just like it's supposed to. I haven't poached an egg in over 20 years since I was a breakfast cook at Camille's restaurant on Duval Street in Key West, Florida. Prior to adding the eggs, I added a little bit of vinegar to the simmering pot of water. Poaching takes about 4 minutes. For the first minute, leave them alone. Then, handle them gently just to make sure they aren't touching and that they don't break apart. Using a slotted spoon, place your eggs on a paper towel to remove the excess water. I bake my crab cakes in a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. Try and make sure that the crab cakes and the poached eggs are done at approximately the same time so that they're nice and hot when you're putting the whole dish together. Being careful not to break the yolks, place the eggs on top of the crab cakes. Make sure that your hollandaise is at room temperature. If you've refrigerated it prior to service, take it out a half an hour before you're ready to put the dish together so that the hollandaise has time to warm back up. Do not put it in a microwave. you will likely end up with scrambled eggs on top of your poached eggs. I'm adding some chopped chive for garnish, and that's the dish. This dish is rich and delicious and way easier to make than you might think. In fact, if you make the crab cakes ahead of time, the rest of the dish takes about 15 minutes. If you're not a subscriber after seeing that, well, I just don't know what to say to you. Hit the subscription button and the notifications bell so you never miss a single episode. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Sharing this content with a friend or two really helps me to grow my channel. I'll see you in the next episode.